Hello, we are back in Uzbekistan, and this is a special flight, I guess, because we're going to Samarkand, which is, hold on, we are descending, hold altitude here, and we need to descend to 6,000 feet, but there are those mountains on the way. Once we clear, then we'll be in the Samarkand Valley, and it should be fine to descend further. Samarkand is one of the most important cities in the world, really. Even though, if you ask most people in the West to make a list of important cities, they might forget to mention it because it's not that very well known. But it's... yeah, I know you want me to. I don't wanna... Let me just clear those mountains and then we'll descend. Samarkand's been here since ancient times, and it's seen it all from the Persian Empire to the Achaemenid Empire, a huge part of the Silk Road, and then
Samarkand, Shark 755, good afternoon, 2,800 feet.
Shark 755, Samarkand departure identified, climb to flight level 160.
Climb to flight level 160, Shark 755.
and yeah, we do have ATC this time, yay. So it was a hugely important city throughout antiquity and the Middle Ages, was a center of religions from Zoroastrianism, Manichaeism, Buddhism, Judaism, Christianity, Islam, and then most famously, while it was invaded and sacked by the Mongols, it was not destroyed like most cities in the area. And even more famously, it became the seat, the capital of the Timurid Empire, built by Tamerlane, or Timur, as he's usually known these days, who was of course a descendant of the Mongols, but built a fantastic city in Samarkand. He was a very, as most Mongol conquerors were, a very brutal conqueror, but he loved Samarkand, and he would actually spare most artisans and artists and bring them to Samarkand to build and produce beautiful works of architecture and art in the city. So for a while, Samarkand was probably one of the largest and the most beautiful cities in the world. That would be around the 14th, 15th, 16th centuries. Of course, like most cities in this area, it did experience a decline in the 17th and 18th centuries, until it was conquered by the Russians in the 19th century, which built a new city close to the old Samarkand, which is still there. And then, of course, it became part of Uzbekistan once it became independent in the 1990s. But yeah, Samarkand, if you have some time, go read about it, go find some pictures of the architecture and whatnot, because it's really something special. And yeah, this is the valley. Samarkand itself should be... over here, the airport is here, see. It is a modded airport, we'll see. It's been a while since I last used a mod for Flight Sim 2024. Let's hope it's a nice one. And yeah, now we are being vectored, we are reaching 6,000 feet. We need to be at 4,000 feet for the final approach. So let's see what ATC tells us to do. 6,000 feet it is. Add a little more power. No need terrain map anymore. And here we are. We're going to turn right, and we need to be at 4,000 feet at deep sea.
All aircraft be advised, information Oscar now current. QNH 1012.
Same QNH, no need to do anything. Any lights, fuel pump. Sadly, I don't think Flight Sim has any landmarks for Samarkand in the game, which is a shame. But, you know, it is what it is. Final, we're landing on runway 09, so let's tune in the final fix. And see how ATC tells us to turn to the right. It's right in front of us, yeah, we're in the outskirts, really. As you can see, it's a very populated area. We are very close to Tajikistan. Almost.
Charlie India, Charlie Alpha 06, descend to 5,000 feet.
Descend to 5,000 feet, CIC-06. So most people in Samarkand are probably ethnically Tajiks, although there are a large number of Uzbeks also. I mean, the government likes to say there are more Uzbeks than Tajiks, but the reality is probably the other way around. And most people will speak Tajik and Uzbek and maybe Russian. I mean, it's been through a lot. I don't know much about the modern history of Samarkand, unfortunately. But, yeah. Looks very nice. We're between the mountains across the Tian Shan, the beginning of the Tian Shan, or the end of the Tian Shan, on our way here from Termas. And there's a river. What? Which river this is? This is the Karadaria, I guess. Okay. Yeah, we should be getting turned around soon for our final approach. We already have the ILS terminal tuned. And here is Samarkand. Over here to the right.
Charlie India, Charlie Alpha 06, turn right, heading 005.
Turn right, heading 005, CIC-06. Yeah, we're gonna have a 90-degree turn, I guess.
Charlie India, Charlie Alpha 06, turn right, heading 005, descend to 4,000 feet.
Turn right, heading 005, descend to 4,000 feet, CIC-06. Yeah. As expected, we are descending to 4,000 feet, which is...
Charlie India, Charlie Alpha 06, 2 miles from Rekzu, turn right, heading 075, maintain 4,000 feet until established, cleared ILS runway 09er.
Turn right, heading 075, maintain 4,000 feet until established, clear ILS 09, runway CIC-06. There we go. Thinking already. Oh, I'm stuttering. Sorry. And camera ready. Look at the airport. Continue our descent. 4,000 feet. Approach CIC-06 established on final.
Charlie India India, Charlie Alpha 06, affirm. Charlie India, Charlie Alpha 06, contact Samarkand Tower 118.7, bye-bye.
118.7 CIC06. Crackling sound is probably the...
Charlie India, Charlie Alpha 06, Samarkand Tower, wind 310 at Fore, runway 09er clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 09er CIC06. Let's go. Gear down. Prop mixture.
No, Charlie India, Charlie Alpha 06, clear to land, runway 09er.
Clear to land, runway 09, CIC06. Okay. Here we are. Doing things manually. There are some thunderstorms, as you can see, to the right over there. I don't think they'll impact our landing on ILS, so we get a lot of guidance. See, trim. Everything here is nice. I don't actually need to heat. Let's turn it off. Going is fine. The city looks great. See how the airport looks. And the runway, they're a bit to the right of the runway. So far our descent rate is fine. Final flaps. A little bit more trim to slow us down. Cooling power. Trim should be fine now. We can just control our descent with the stick and the throttle. We can descend a little bit faster. Way a bit faster actually. The mod looks nice. What I can see over here again, the buildings. Terrain, they are rock jam, but yeah, sadly, no historical monuments at all. Maybe one day there will be a big update for Asia. I'm not counting on it, unfortunately. There's only so much Azobo can do, and even modders aren't very interested in this area. Let's focus on the landing. Still high. Have to power a bit more. Yep. Double checking everything. Pushed a little bit. Let's correct that. There are some buildings on the way. Samarkand. Now we're right where we need to be. The airport's at 2,200 feet more or less. And of course, it's all visual now. Let's see what we get here. We're in the final few buildings. Nice and easy. There. And just... Nice. Here we are. See if tower tells us.
Charlie India Charlie Alpha 06, exit right next available taxiway.
Exit right, CIC 06. See what we have here. Oh, the mod. There it is. You can see the terminals to the right. It does look nice. Where is the taxiway now? Where is the taxiway? There's even some traffic. Fuel pump needs strobe lights. There's no ground frequency, so we'll use tower 2. This should be the taxiway. Yep. Let's just do this right there. Oh, it does look nice. Very good mod. I'll link it into the in the description. We are Samarkand, Uzbekistan. Lovely flight, lovely landing. Next time we will go to Tashkent, the country's capital, and yeah, which should also be interesting. Close to Kazakhstan then. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.